Appreciate that share, bro. Give me one sec. Hold on. The lag was a little bit crazy last stream, but another thing I don't like is anonymous players who choose to stay anonymous and not show their names. There's no point in being in the server if you're not going to show your name. Not to mention, most people had bad Wi-Fi, well, technically bad ping or whatever, based off of where they were at. So I'm gonna make up for this and do a Homura Hime stream. So I'll be doing this for at least possibly an hour till 1 o'clock. So I'm gonna try my best and get to where I'm at. Alright, this is why I hate Streamlabs. So I gotta literally, give me one sec, hold up. This is why I hate Streamlabs. Quick tip, if anybody ever starts streaming, don't use Streamlabs, bro. Just use fucking OBS. Just use fucking OBS. Do not fucking use Streamlabs. Too much processing power and that shit is fucking stupid. I tried to use Streamlabs again, but no. They still fuck it up. While I search up something, I'm gonna let the serene music take its place. But hope everybody's doing well this night. That was the worst online I've ever had. That's why I still stick with OBS. Because of the fact that it doesn't take up processing power or resources or anything. Streamlabs is like the opposite. It takes up so much power and stuff and it fucks up your frames in gaming and shit, bro. Thing I don't like about Streamlabs is that it requires a crazy ass 4K 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 gaming PC. A PC that's like around 4K or freaking 1000 or 2000 just to actually handle with no problems, bro. I don't fuck with Streamlabs. Too much. What's up, AJ? Too much processing power, bro, for you know, I don't fuck with it. I try to give it a chance, bro, and it's still a disappointment, bro. Requires too much. Can't. I just can't. Too much. That's why I stick with OBS, bro. Ain't nobody need a big ass gaming PC, bro, just to use Streamlabs. Fuck that shit. Swear to God, man, Homura Hime soundtracks are such a fucking vibe. Ooh, God, why the fuck it? Hit, bro. Jiraiya Sage mode in defense class? They just added that now? I really thought that I really thought Sage Mode Jiraiya would have been on the first of their priorities to add on. Unme. That should have been it. Hey! Come on. Wasted precious stream time getting some online, bro, and ended up being a waste, bro. We had a bunch of stupid anonymous players that didn't want to show themselves. And people with bad connection ping. No. I think I'll take off Friday. I mean, I have holiday pay, so I think I'll be good. Only because I don't want to work with one of my managers I don't like. One day is all I can spare to deal with them. Yeah, I could take off Friday too, sure. Only to make up for that horrible online matches I had today. Darling, yeah. I mean, it's not really gonna happen though, but that will be good. I mean, years passed though, to be honest. Years passed in Darling in the Franxx, and they went on to the future and shit. Apparently so. Hold on. The thing is that, I never finished Darling in the Franxx. I mean, technically I did, but I didn't. Because I kind of spoiled I don't really care for spoilers, but I did kind of spoil myself with the last episode and shit. You know, back when the anime was airing and stuff, it was a hit. Like, and I really did spoil myself a bit with it. You know, how they were fighting against the Cloxosaurus and shit like that, and how they all got their freedom and shit at the very end, and they were no longer called by their code names and stuff. I mean, technically, Hiro was the one that gave them he gave them, you know, their own real names and shit, but then it's just like, you know, I would love to actually restart the anime and give it another watch again. I stopped somewhere like at least 2 or 3 episodes near the end, so you know, I wouldn't mind actually giving Darling in the Franxx a rewatch again and actually finishing it the correct way. The thing is that for Darling in the Franxx, I remember I picked up this box set when they were first dropping Darling in the Franxx on Blu-ray DVD. They had the limited edition one. I'm still missing the second set, but I have like the first set, and it's like a huge limited edition. And apparently, if you get the second set, you can put it in the limited edition set. It comes with cards and everything. They had an unboxing of it a while back, but I wouldn't mind giving Darling in the Franxx a rewatch and probably using that box set to watch it. But I need to watch No Game No Life, so I'm gonna add that one onto my list. And funny enough, I never finished Kill la Kill, so I'm gonna add Kill la Kill onto the list. And I've never finished a Comic Got Kill yet, so I have to add that one onto the list. Gurren Lagann. That one I have to add to the list and finish the rest. I stopped somewhere around Communist Death. That's where I stopped at. But I do know that the girl that Simone was in love with was like, what was it? She wasn't real or something. So that part kind of made me tear up, even though I wasn't on that episode. But he married that woman and then like she disappeared or something, which is kind of sad though. But at least that filled the void in Simon's heart. I'll give that a rewatch, and then I'm gonna definitely give No Game No Life a watch. I had that one on. I'm gonna add A Comic Got Killed on, and might be time to add some new animes onto the list because I finished rewatching. I finished the rewatch for Attack on Titan, and boy, does it hurt me to watch Attack on Titan again. Plus the OVAs, no regrets, everything. And what else? Should I get the combos now? I bought a lot of skills before, so let me get all I know is that when I watch A Comic Got Killed again, I gotta be prepared because like Comic Got Killed, one of those animes that pretty much kill off every damn character in the series. I'd say I put that on the same par with JJK because you know both animes like those aren't really creators like those aren't really afraid to kill off characters and shit. That's why I put it next to my other favorite stories like Berserk and friggin' Gundam and all that shit. I always say, oh wait, Mission Yozaku the Family Season 2. I need to watch that too. Hopefully there's a dub. Eden Zero I need to get back with because I stopped where the dub stopped at. So the dub had about 20 episodes, I think. So I have to continue watching with the Japanese. How many years has it been since they did the dub for Eden Zero? Why the fuck didn't they continue the dub? Eden Zero is past 20 episodes, right? So why the fuck didn't they continue the dub? Okay, yeah, I went this way. Okay. They too busy working on that fucking dub for Fairy Tail. That's why they never finished it. But Eden Zero is so much better than Fairy Tail. Like, oh my god, bro, it's just so much better. Oh yeah, we got Arlie from Puyo Puyo coming to Sonic Cross Worlds. She's now available in the free update, huh? It's really a shame because people don't really know what Puyo Puyo is. If you fuck with Sonic and Sega, you should honestly if you fuck with Sonic and when you're like if you fuck with Sonic, Persona, Yakuza, and many others by Sega, you should honestly know what Puyo Puyo is. I mean, especially if you're a man of culture that fucks with waifus and shit. Anyone should know what Puyo Puyo is. That's why I'm gonna pop those on the channel soon, so people really know. I used to have a profile picture set a while back for one of the Puyo Puyo characters, but it was not this account though, one a while back. The art style for Puyo Puyo is lit.
怪しい。
あ、わかりました。あなたはカバネ姫が私たちを監視するために送り込んだキョンシーですね。そんな名前で呼ばないで。
あなたが疫病をまき散らしたようま。
違いますよ。悪いことなんてしてません。あの人たちすごく具合が悪かったから、私たちはただみんなを治したかっただけで。それで理性を失い永遠に生きるキョンシーにしたんですか？そんなの残酷すぎます。人の命を何だと思っているんですか？
Okay, so they got 3 Puyo Puyo games. Okay, I could try and get those downloaded.
違うんです。私たちは。
I wonder if there were any Puyo Puyo mini games in the Yakuza games
払い目標。
at Club Sega. I wonder. I doubt there were, but
待って、話を聞いて。
執行する。
ダメ、カリンちゃん。
Flower and Corpse Princess.
話が通じないようですね。
Damn, she really is taller than her. Bigger too, like wow. Damn, the size comparison is crazy. I didn't think she was that big. I mean, aside from being thick, but still. Bigger is better, as they say.
カリンちゃんが言ってました。お友達になれるって。だからこれでお友達。
Damn.
こんな状況で何を考えてるんですか？
Damn! Oh! What's going on, Michael? Did I? Not recently, but no. My bad if I missed your comment. There is? So Yakuza 6 and Judgment 1?
それじゃ行きますよ。悲しいです。腹立たしいです。
Why does this remind me of a certain game? How do I know if I'm jumping or not?
腹を割って話すのがお友達への第一歩ですよね。
ヨーマと話すことはない。
するしかないんですね。
遅い。
What the? Oh my god, bro. Here we go. It's one of those type of, oh, they grab you in a cutscene, please. I hate how there's some moves you can't even shield against. So fucking ridiculous. Did I finish it? Not yet. I guess you could say I'm taking my time on it. Calm your ass down there. It sucks you can't even shield against those. Like, come on. Wow. So even when I... Wow. It's the fact I can't even shield against these little shits. I'll remember this if I lose. Vic. Bro, this better be a checkpoint, bro. I swear to God, this better be a checkpoint. Cause I ain't starting over, bro. What the hell happened, bro? It just kept restart. It just restarted for a sec. Oh! Didn't think I was gonna win that. Damn, I survived that. That was perfect. Oh yeah, still gotta get me what's that game? You know, it's hold up. Maybe I'll download it after I finish Homura Hime. Full Metal Schoolgirl. There you go. And it's how many gigs? Okay, 5 gigabytes. Restart from the beginning of the entire building. You know, I'd rather deal with that than Death and Request. Rather deal with that than Death and Request 3. See, I forgot the title for the third game, bro, and that's how bad it was to me. There it is, Code Z. Wish it could have been just the Death End Request 3, but nah, the game decided to do us dirty. What drove them to literally give us a freaking dungeon crawler? That's why that game flopped.
それにたとえ人を傷つけるつもりはなかったとしても、ホムラ姫はお城の中にいた妖怪をどう思いました？
ほとんどは正気の影響で変化した人間だった。
That's why I keep saying, stick to. That's why I keep saying, Idea Factory could have just skipped to their regular RPG. I wouldn't care because it was so damn fun. To be continued. To be continued to Death End Request 3. And here I'm thinking Code Z is like the main title and stuff. They don't consider it a 3. But damn, that Sayaka chick, she was thick. Like the artist, oh my god, let me just say, I'm guessing the artist was still Sunako. Or a different artist, but either way, boy, was the art illustration on point. I'm not sure if Death End Request has the same art illustrator as Neptunia did, but one thing's for sure, that was perfect art. Damn, bro, if I can go somewhere to relax, this is where I'd go. So perfect and serene, like. So perfect and serene. Yeah, perfect and serene. So let me see. Okay, so. Okay, now I see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now I see. Bro, oh yeah, I think Crunchyroll uploaded a clip like that. Bro, I'm trying to get back with it, but the story seems hard for me to understand. But I did like the Ayana Koji versus Ryuin fight. It's like for school anime, you wouldn't really expect anime fights to actually be shown, aside from regular school brawls and all that stuff too. But Ayana Koji, what he did was on a completely different level in Classroom of the Elite. Meanwhile, School Rumble had some fights too. Freaking Harima versus Hanai. Then that gunfight on top of the school roof at night. That one was goated. Or the fights in Harima's comics where he went Super Saiyan in his own manga. Oh yeah. I think that was probably like the last OVA we ever had though. We had a bunch of other OVA. I think that was in extra classes, wasn't it? I have like I remember I have like all of School Rumble on DVD, but the thing is that even though I had season 2, hold up. Let me see if I remember correctly. Hold up. Even though I had, let me see, season 2 this semester. I think season 2, the season 2 set I had came with extra classes, but hold up. Let me see. I think hold on. No, never mind. They said it came with extra classes, but no, wait, I think that was season 1 that I had that came with extra classes. Yeah. The OVAs, but it didn't have the third OVA in it, since that one was never dubbed. It only had 2 of the OVAs for extra classes, but still though, they should have included it. But hold on a sec. Never mind. Never mind, they're missing the third OVA. They never put that in the box set. But The one thing, there's another reason why I bought the OVA set, the extra classes one, and it's because of the fact that it's got this crazy ass. I'm not sure, but I did an unboxing on it a while back, and the reason why I bought the extra classes was because it had a background with Tenma, Eri, and Makoto in the background in towels. I think that's the only reason why I bought it. Plus, I think it was like $5 or $7. Let me just say, Makoto, I think, has the most biggest rack out of every character in the series. Makoto's more thicker. That's what I keep saying. In Imadori's words, D cup. I don't know what cup Eri is, but oh yeah, because what was it? Because Laura broke the apple. She crushed the apple with her hand. And what happened? Imadori tried doing the same thing, and he crushed. He squashed the banana right in front of her, and she just got pissed off and just like grabbed him by the face. Grabbed him by the face. What about the one? What about the one where they were at the McDonald's, right? The one where they were at McDonald's, and Laura was working there at the cash register. And Imadori pulled up. She was like, "What do you want?" Imadori's like, "How about a smile? Pretty please?" And she grabbed his ass and brought him straight into the counter and beat him up. She's like a luchadore or whatever it was. I don't know what it's like. Luchadore or whatever it is. She's like a wrestler or something. She grew up learning how to fight and shit, so she was like always but she's strong as fuck. Karen is like she's on par with Karen's level. Or Ichicho. I'd say Ichicho, but yeah. She's on the same level as Karen. But Karen is way stronger than her. I mean, it's like she likes him. She likes him, but you know, I don't think Imadori knows that. Pretty sure he doesn't even know that or even bothers to care because he's too busy going for Makoto. Plus, the dude goes for many other women too. He doesn't really like. Not to mention the fact that he tries to avoid Karen most of the time because Karen's a muscle-bound woman. She's strong as fuck, and Imadori pretty much likes soft-hearted women. You know, not soft as in you know, soft as in nice or anything like that. I mean, he likes women who aren't strong. That's why he avoids Karen. Even though Karen's got the goods and everything like that, he still avoids her. Because of the fact that, you know, and I kind of feel the same way too with women, bro. I'd rather the woman I want be soft and like, you know, be soft and muscular and all that stuff. But you know, Imadori forgets the fact that Makoto knows that Makoto, on the other hand, if you're in love with Makoto, remember the fact that Makoto knows karate and she kicks ass. So I mean, she does judo and she does all that stuff, you know. Let me get out of here. You got some other tough fighters too in the series. Harima's a tough fighter too, but he grew up on the streets, so. Oh yeah, my bad if I missed your comment before. You said you hated how they gave Harima a beard. Well, Harima, for one thing, someone like Harima is like way older than like anyone in school. For one, he's not even supposed to be in school. He only applied to school. Remember that he only applied to school because the dude loves Tenma. But here's the thing though. Tenma's like, I would say, underaged. Tenma's like kind of underage or something, but I think hold on a sec. Cause like Harima looks like a man who's supposed to be like 20 years old or something. I mean, I always considered Harima to be like probably 25 or 26. But he's actually like he's actually 17 years old in the series. So you know, he definitely has a, so you know, I'd say he's around the age gap with Tenma. I used to think he was like older than that, like probably 30 or something, and that like someone is like, you know, someone at the age of 30 like Harima shouldn't even be in school. I mean, technically you can still, there's other ways, but technically someone like Harima shouldn't even be in school and stuff like that. He's a punk and everything like that, and aside from the fact that he drives a motorcycle, that is pretty lit. I've always wanted to drive up to school with a motorcycle or a car or anything like that, man. So respect to him on that. But he's like 17 in the series, and I would probably say Tenma's probably like maybe 13. I can't remember, but Tenma's also in high school too. So like this is a series set in high school, but I would probably say she's close to the same age as Harima. So they're around the age gap, which is pretty good too. Tenma I'd probably say is about 16 years old. But what was it? The thing about and yeah, I kind of did hate the fact that, you know, the creator literally just chose to give Harima a freaking beard and everything like that. I hated that too, because it didn't look right on him, you know. Remember how the dude popped up to a wedding recital or whatever it was, or a practice wedding that Sarah and them held, and what was it? Yakumo was in a bridal outfit. She was in a wedding dress and shit like that, and Harima just pulls up with his beard carrying Yakumo, and I'm like, you know, it'd look a lot better if you take off the beard. I'm just gonna say that. Me, I don't like having a lot of facial hair or you know, I don't like having a lot of facial hair or anything. That's why I shave every day. I literally shave every day, and like, I don't like having facial hair or any of that stuff, and it's like, yeah, what was up with that? Why did he have that on him? I'm like, what was like? I don't see why he grew. I forgot why he grew the beard, bro. But around that time, it had me thinking. It had me thinking that dude was trying to imitate Jesus or something like that. Because the dude was like, oh my god, what's the word I'm looking for, man? He was. I mean, he was aura farming, but you know, the beard was such a bad touch to him. You know, like, and like, you know, how do I say this? Aside from him being the soul of School Rumble, one thing I gotta say is that another, like, you know, there were times when Harima was done dirty. Like, what's the, man, I don't know. I kind of felt like Harima those times because, you know, I'd sometimes be alone most of the time. And, you know, like, be like probably a little bit alone. I had friends, but I wasn't like, what's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't like in the circle all the time with all the other kids and shit like that. Like, there were times when Harima was done dirty. I think giving him a beard was what did him dirty the first time. Or another time was when they were at the beach, and this is what messed up the trust between Harima and Eri. what fucked up the trust between them, or friendship, or even if they had it at the beginning or not, was the fact that Harima forgot his trunks. Um, Akira came in. Akira literally came in and saw him naked, but she understood the situation. She was smart as fuck too. She was the smartest person in the series, man. Especially that one episode where she was holding a gun protecting this kid in that one scene. I think around the end of the episode, she was wearing a white dress, and it was like a 3D animation. That was actually amazingly animated, just like the car scene in the first episode where Harima, Tenma, and Karasuma were riding their bikes on their way to school. I'm not sure if Harima was using his motorcycle, but I think it was just practical bikes. And they literally, like, you know, biked all the way up the stairs, or they literally biked all the way up the stairs a bunch to a shrine or something like that. They came down a big ass ramp and made it to school. But that scene was beautifully animated. Back to what I was saying. I'm about to end in a few, but let me keep talking. The thing that I really she understood the situation. She understood the situation and then called Harima an idiot. But before that, remember how Harima forgot his trunks? He was naked, and he goes to look for his trunks, but then sees Eri in there, and she's about to scream. He literally like stops her from screaming by covering her mouth, and goes behind her. And dude is literally all like, "Keep quiet." I'm like, that was kind of the most baddest way to actually that was kind of the most baddest way to I don't know why he even bothered to say that, man. You just made it far worse for yourself. Keep quiet. Now you're just making it look. Now he's just making it look like he was gonna rape her from behind or something like that. And I'm like, this scene is escalating too quickly. And right after that, that's where the trust issues really start. Because right when they go into the water, and you know, Tenma and them be all like, "Oh, so each guy should take a girl and teach them how to swim." Eri literally just like weaves away from him with an attitude, which is very understandable because of the fact that, you know, after what happened in the room. So she literally backs away from him with an attitude and shit like that. Very, very furious about what happened before, and just pretty much dodges him while he tries to grab her. And she's all like, "Yeah, no, not happening again." I don't blame her. Harima was done dirty in that scene, but I will admit that was too crazy. Not to mention the fact that the way Harima was literally like behind her and stuff, and how he did not have his trunks on. You can't even lie though. Harima was pecked. He was pecked in that scene. He was behind her, but as he grabbed her, and everybody, and any guy that does something like this or even feels the touch of a woman is going to be erected. That's what Harima was. Remember why she was blushing and shit like that too at that exact moment, because Harima literally got pecked in that scene. Straight up got pecked in that scene, and I don't blame Eri for literally backing away from him and stuff, and that's like where the trust issue started. What else? Yeah, what else? I can't remember. What was it? I think they got rid of what was it? I know later on we got the beard and stuff like that. We had the beard later on and stuff like that, because you know at the beginning Harima's beard was like it was like a spiked beard or whatever, but it wasn't like, you know, that much crazy. It was like a spiked beard. It was like that regular type of beard. His first design in the series is what I mean, and what he looked like originally. His hair being back, which was pretty good. His hair being back, his hair literally being like all the way back and shit, and him having a what's the stuff people use for their hair? The stuff people use for their hair to keep it in place. I forget. But he had that over his hair around the time. And I'd have to say that that's literally my favorite version of Harima, but there's also other favorites too.
に危害を加えています。しかしそれだけでは妖魔が善か悪かは判断できないと思います。
I think it was I can't remember.
だからあなた自身
A cloth headband, that's what it was called. Sorry. Yeah, a cloth headband is what he used. Facts, it was. Oh my god. That was my favorite style in the series. Like when the series first started and stuff, he was looking goated. He was looking real goated. But the beard was a huge giveaway. The beard was not good. It was not good. The beard was not good. The beard was not good. And then like after that, what was it? The beard was a huge giveaway. And then like when his hair was what was it? I remember Eri shaved his head off. Shaved his hair off his head and stuff like that. And that part is what hurt me the most. That's another part that was done dirty on him in the series. And he had to wear a hat. He had to wear like those artist hat for at least a couple episodes or so. And then when they did the track and field stuff, he literally almost got exposed. But then straight up Eri saved his ass. I'm like, you better save his ass. You're the reason why his hair was like that. And I don't even think she ever apologized for that either. And yet she still insulted him right after she saved his ass. I'm like, you don't give this man a break. Like, you don't even give this man a break. And then another part that he's done dirty in is the fact that, or was it? That caveman episode in the OVA. Right where Haruma's literally the center of attention, saving everybody, if I remember correctly. Even after all that, even after all he did to help in that OVA, he still is the outcast at the end of the OVA. He's literally like everybody else is by a campfire just like celebrating and shit. And he's alone. Like, you saved the day. You're responsible for you're one of the few people responsible for saving the day, and yet you get treated like an outcast, alone from the rest. Okay. Heck, I've been alone too, man, but you know, I've gotten credit for certain things, man. I choose to be alone though. Not because people make it look like I'm alone. I choose to be alone, but what they did to him was completely unfair. They had him being the outcast in that OVA after he saved the day. That was so fucking wrong. This is why I keep saying he deserves more happiness. Still didn't even end up with Tenma at the end. Still didn't. But I will say this, another one of my favorite styles for Harima was and most of all, this style fit well with me. It's the style he had. It's literally the style he had since the very beginning of the series. Before he went to school. It was before he went to school and attended the same school as Tenma. He had his old hairstyle, his spiked up hairstyle, no beard or anything like that. That one was one of my favorites. That one was amazing. That was also another one of my favorites. His spiked up hair, which is pretty much something a lot of anime protags have. He had his spiked up hair and everything. That one was just amazing. That's the one he had, like, you know, that was the one he had when he first met Tenma. And then the dude, like, took his motorcycle and headed straight to school. And then, like, another favorite hairstyle of mine was his hair down. Not the one at the beginning of the series. The one where his hair was down in the second season. Where he was staying at Makoto's place or whichever. And he was, like, pretending to be, I think a janitor or something. I can't remember. And he had a cap on him. He had a black cap on him in the second season. That's another one of my favorites because his hair was aimed down instead of up. Not the one where his hair is aimed back. The one where his hair is like literally just aimed down like a What style? What style should I literally make an example of? Who has a hair like that? I'd probably say like Jiraiya's hairstyle. His hairstyle was kind of like Jiraiya's back in the day. Or freaking you know what? Let me hold up. Here's what I'll do. What's the best way I could do this? Hold on. Before I even go. The best way I could probably do this is I would say it's this one, but you know, just without the, you know, beard and stuff. These were fine too. I would say this version of Harima was my favorite. Before Eri straight up cut it off. This one was my favorite. He didn't have the beard or anything like that. Well, he didn't have the goatee. He didn't have the little spiked goatee and shit. This one was fine. This one was fine. It's this one I don't like. This style of him I don't like. They did him so dirty with this one, bro. I don't know what I don't know what the creator was thinking. I don't know what the creator was thinking when they gave him this, because it was not right. This one was fine. Should have kept it this way. This one was perfectly fine. This version of Harima was perfectly fine. Everything. The red shirt, black, everything. Perfectly fine. This is how it should have been. They had no right to change his style and give him a beard and shit. It was not right. And what else are we looking for? Let me see. This one was fine too. This one was also one of my favorites. And when he started wearing the shades, this one was also one of my favorites too. I don't know why, but I feel they did him wrong with the beard. That's the one thing I don't like. Putting that to the side. Nah. And I think that was it. Yeah. This part was beautifully animated. Tenma's such an idiot though. Tenma was such an idiot because of the fact that she really thought that he had feelings for Yakumo. Real huge idiot. This one was the one I did not like because he was bald and shit by the time, so I'm not with that either. I'm not with that either. I don't know, they kind of this one right here. This was the version I liked. This version, all three of them. And that was it. Everything else, every other version, hated it. Fucking hated it. Time is it? 1:13. I'm gonna stop right here. I'll be back at 6 or 7 in the morning. Ta-ta. Everybody have a good day. Good night. Whichever. Good morning. I'll be back.